Okay, you know that feeling when you get a sore throat and you're just wondering, what is that back there? Well, today we're going to clear up one of the most common mix-ups in anatomy, the pharynx versus the larynx. Yep, they're neighbors in your throat, but believe me, they have totally different day jobs. Pharynx, larynx. I mean, come on, it's so easy to see why these two get mixed up. They sound like they should be twins. But don't you worry, because by the end of this, you are going to be able to tell them apart like an absolute pro. And that, right there, is the whole point. Think of it like this. One of them is this super busy highway for both food and air, while the other one, it's more like a finely tuned musical instrument. So let's dive in and see how they actually work. All right, so where do we start? Let's kick off our little tour right at the top, with the part that greets pretty much everything coming into your mouth and nose. Okay, first up, we've got the pharynx. And I want you to picture like a super busy intersection, or maybe Grand Central Station during rush hour. That's basically your pharynx. It's this bustling hub, a shared space where the path for the air you breathe crosses over with the paths for the food you eat. So what exactly is the pharynx? Well, first off, it's pronounced pharynx, and it's basically that shared hallway we were just talking about. It's the tube that connects your mouth and your nose all the way down to where your food pipe and windpipe decide to go their separate ways. It's a real multitasker. You know, here's what's so cool about the pharynx. It's like a true double agent. In fact, whenever you complain about having a sore throat, you're almost always talking about your pharynx. It's part of your digestive system, because food goes through it, and it's part of your respiratory system, because air does too. It is the ultimate shared workspace. And hey, here's a little memory trick so you never forget it. The P in pharynx? Think passage. A passage for pizza, pepperoni, you get the idea. Basically, if food passes through it, that's your pharynx. Okay, so that's the pharynx, our food and air highway. But wait, where does the air go from there on its way to the lungs? Well, that brings us right to our next stop, and to a much more specialized piece of equipment, the larynx. So the larynx, and this one is pronounced larynx, is pretty much your body's own built-in music studio. It's your voice box. It's home to your vocal cords, and those are what vibrate to create every single sound you make, from a tiny whisper to a full-on shout. This is literally where your voice is born. Now, the larynx has two absolutely critical jobs. Its main gig, of course, is making sound, but it also moonlights as a life-saving bouncer. See, there's this tiny flap, the epiglottis, that slams shut over your windpipe every single time you swallow. It's this brilliant reflex you don't even have to think about, and it's what keeps food from going down the wrong tube into your lungs. You know, when that reflex fails for just a split second, that's when you choke. Kind of fascinating, right? And of course, we've got a memory trick for this one, too. The L in larynx, that's for lyrics. It's your loud box. So if it has anything to do with language or making sounds, you're definitely talking about the larynx. All right, so we've met our two key players. Now, let's put them side by side and really see what makes them so different. This is where we're going to end the confusion once and for all. Okay, so on one side, we've got the pharynx, our passage, and on the other, the larynx, our source of language. Let's see how they really stack up against each other. This chart just lays it all out so clearly. You can see the pharynx is higher up, doing that double duty as a passage. The larynx, it's lower down, totally focused on making sound and protecting your lungs. And this right here is what explains why a sore throat feels so different from losing your voice. A sore throat is pharyngitis. That's an inflammation of that shared passage. But laryngitis, that's when your voice box itself gets inflamed. And that's why your voice gets all raspy or just... So how can you actually use all this new knowledge? Well, next time you're feeling a bit under the weather, you can play detective and figure out exactly what's going on in your own throat. It really is this simple. Step 1. Does it hurt to swallow? Like really hurt, like you're swallowing sandpaper? Okay, that's your pharynx. That's pharyngitis. Step 2. Is your voice all raspy or just gone? Well, that's your larynx. That's laryngitis. See? You're basically a throat expert now. Okay, let's boil this whole thing down to its absolute simplest form. If you remember nothing else from our little chat today, please remember this next part. This right here is the ultimate takeaway. Pharynx equals passage, larynx equals language. P for passage, L for language. It's simple, it's memorable, and you will get it right every single time from now on. And there you have it. You are now officially a master of your own throat anatomy. So, what's next? What other confusing body parts have you always wondered about? The tibia and the fibula, maybe? The ureter and the urethra? Go ahead and let us know. And hey, we might just tackle it in our next explainer.